Hi, RD Barry here. What I'm gonna do here is there's a problem with Gus's dialogue, and I don't know if it's because of a recent change or what, but apparently there's dialogue written for him that you can never actually get to. So what I'm going to do is a small modification to one of the to Gus's schedule scripts, so that see, the problem is there's separate dialogue written for there's separate like normal dialogue, and then there's dialogue that you get when he's inside the saloon there. But the problem with that is that most days he never leaves the saloon, so you never get his normal dialogue. So my solution to that is to modify his schedule so that once a day in the morning he comes out, stands here for a bit, and then goes back into his saloon to do his normal thing. And I don't think that's going to be too hard to do. Just basically adding a few characters to the script, basically telling him at a certain time to come out here, and then telling him to go back at a bit later. That would normally happen anyway. So anyway, I am going to that's the problem I'm trying to save, or trying to solve. And I will come back later with my solution. Basically, I'll show you what I'm going to do to the script file, and show you how I get it back into the game. So I'll be back in a bit. All right. Well, what I'm gonna do is I've already downloaded this utility, this XNB packer and unpacker. Basically, the all the data files for Stardew Valley are stored in this packed form. And what I'm going to do is, in order to work with them, you have to unpack them. They generally turn into just plain text files, which you can modify with a text editor. And then to get them back into the game, you have to pack them again, and then move them over to the game folder. So first thing I'm going to do is make room for backups. So let's start in here. Let's see, this is just some stuff that I was working on earlier. Delete that. Okay. Let's create a new file, or a new folder. And I'm going to call that packed original. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to do that here, though. I'm going to do that. Let's see. I'm going to go here. See, I've got everything in my source folder here. I'm going to go to Stardew Valley and create a folder in here. So new folder. Original backup. Okay. And what I'm going to do is now go to my Steam folder. So it's under Program Files. Steam. Oops. Steam apps. Here we go. Common. And then finally you get to the actual games here. There's Stardew Valley, and all the data files are under content. And the schedules are in this data folder. And, or no, I'm sorry, they're under characters. And all the schedules are in here. You see all the characters, and they each have their own little schedule file. So I'm going to take Gus's file, copy that, and then return to my source folder. Go into there and copy that into, or paste that into there. And I'm also going to paste it into the XNB folder, because in the packed folder, because that's where the utility will take the file to unpack it. So right now it's an XNB folder format. It's unreadable by humans, so I'll need to change that and unpack it. So to do that, first of all, let's make sure there's nothing in my unpacked folder. There's nothing there. So I just run this little batch file, unpack. Yeah. You probably can't see that on the screen, but it basically just ran a batch file. Now I look at my unpacked folder, and now you see this gus.json. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to exit or stop there, open this in Notepad, and you will see what's inside. All right. Well, I've got gus.json open. You can see that it's in a markup language. If you've worked with XML files before, this will kind of look familiar. It's a different format, but it's the same kind of structured format that you might see in an XML file. It uses brackets and tabs and whatnot instead of the normal XML stuff, though. And the structure of this, first of all, the first about half of this is just boilerplate, and you just skip down to where it says content, and that's where the actual meat of it is. And under content, you see all of Gus's schedules. There's a rain schedule, a Monday schedule. This is where he goes to the to Pierre's, which is called the seed shop here, and picks up his weekly supplies. There's Tuesday. If you have the community center built, you can see that here. He will go there and hang out down there for a while. But I don't have my community center built in this playthrough, so that's not going to make any difference. So it will just fall through that case. There's another schedule for the fourth day in fall, where he goes for his annual checkup at the hospital. And there's another thing with Sunday, and I haven't gotten to this point in the game yet, but he will apparently there's, if you've got the sports room mail, then on Sunday he will do something with that, and I'm not sure exactly what that will be, but I guess I will find out when I get to that point in the game. Anyway, so the normal his normal schedule is under spring. Spring is the default basically for all seasons. If there is no fall, summer, winter, then it automatically goes to spring. So this will be basically his default schedule. And the way you read this is the first. There's a very long string here, but each item is separated by a slash. Each item has a time, a building, a location within that building. It's given the horizontal coordinate first, going left to right, and then the vertical coordinate second, going top to bottom. That's kind of a standard graphics coordinate system. It's not standard anywhere else, but when talking about computer graphics, it's kind of the standard. And 2 is the direction that he's facing, and that is 2 is down, 0 is up, and I'm not sure, 1 and 3 are left and right, but I don't remember which ones. Not going to make a difference here. So he starts out at this position, sitting down. Oh, that's interesting. So it doesn't really matter though, because normally you can't enter the saloon before 12 o'clock, so it's going to be hard to see him actually sitting down. But it's there anyway. I'm not sure why. So what I'm going to do, so that's the first thing, and then at 12 o'clock he goes to a different position on the saloon. This turns out to be behind the bar. And this last item here says Gus clean. That's where you see him washing glasses and whatnot. Then 6:30 he moves a bit and stops washing the glasses. 6:50 he moves a bit more. And at 7:40 he moves back a little bit. So it's just basically just walking or just moving back and forth. Finally at midnight he goes to sleep. So this is at midnight here. And this is his bed, and then there's an animation saying this is where Gus goes to sleep. So what I'm going to do is instead of starting out here at 12 o'clock where he goes to the saloon, I'm going to add a line here where he actually goes outside. Now what I'm going to do is in order to get that correctly, I'm going to go to another person's schedule. That would be Penny's, and I'm going to copy her line from where she hangs out at the bench next to the cemetery. So it's like a little nice park place. And so the idea is to have, so instead of staying inside all day, Gus is going to take a morning stroll out to the bench and sit down, and then for a little bit, and then come back inside. And it's at that point where he's sitting down on the bench that we can talk to him. So I will come back in a sec. All right, now I'm looking at penny.json. That's Penny's schedule, and you can see it's a lot more complicated. It still has this boilerplate here at the start, but there are like 24 different schedules that she follows instead of just the 4 or 5 that Gus follows. So there's a lot more going on with her, and that's going to be true in general. The major characters are going to be a lot more interesting, have a lot more interesting schedules than the kind of minor characters. So what I'm going to do is find the section where she hangs out at the on the bench there. She normally does that with Maru, but I don't think it matters. I could probably use Maru's schedule equally well here. And I think this is it here. Yeah, she goes there at 1 o'clock. I'm going to take that one little section there. Yeah, I think this is right. We'll have to see what happens when we do it, I think, but um yeah, see I think there's two places that Penny likes to read. One is the one she kind of is kind of next to Emily and Haley's house. And I think that's this one, and the other one is on the bench, and I think that would be this one here. Right, because in the other one, she's reading. You see this Penny read animation here, and this one she's sitting down. And that's where she's sitting down on the bench. So I'm going to copy this and meet you back at Gus's schedule. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I've already copied. I already have Penny's item in my clipboard, so I'm just gonna paste that in here. I'm gonna change the time from 1 o'clock p.m. Let's make it 10 a.m. It's gonna be the same location, and I'm gonna do a Gus sit down instead of a Penny sit down because that's who's doing the sitting down. I don't know what happens if you put the wrong person in there, but I don't think it would be good. And that will give him 2 hours to sit down, and then at 12 o'clock he'll go back to his regular schedule. So that means going back to the saloon and starting to clean his glasses again. So that I think will do it. I think I've got the right location, the right time. It might all need to be adjusted a little bit, but we'll see what happens when we test, I guess. So anyway, I'm gonna save. There we go. And I'm gonna meet you back at the File Explorer and convert it back to the XNB format, and then copy it back into the game folders and see what happens. And if it all goes horribly wrong, that's why I made the backup file or backup version of this. So I still have the original XNB file in my backup. If it breaks the game for some reason or something doesn't work as expected, I can always revert back to my original file there. That's if you can always I presume just uninstall and reinstall the game if all else fails, but that seems kind of inelegant, so I try to avoid that when possible. Anyway, so I will meet you back at File Explorer. Alright, so I'm back in File Explorer. I'm deleting this file, my original file. I remember I had a backup already, so that shouldn't be a problem. I'll go back to my XMB folder and I'll run the pack batch file. Again, I don't think you're going to see this working, but it's not that exciting anyway. And I'll go back to packed, and now I have a new version of my gus.xnb. So I'll take this, copy it, make my way back to the schedules folder, and paste that in. Replacing the file. Seems like it took a long time for just a 2K file, but whatever. So that should do it, and now I'll go back and test to see what happens with that. Hopefully it'll go okay, and if so, then I'll keep it, and hopefully I'll be able to talk to Gus and get his normal dialogue. So we'll see what happens with that. Alright, well, I'm back in Stardew Valley. It's the beginning of the day. I'm going to head over to the saloon. Funny. And wait till 10 o'clock and see what happens. Now I can't go into the saloon before 12, so I won't be able to see what Gus is doing inside, but hopefully a little bit after 10 you'll notice that he comes out and sits down at the bench here. That's the plan anyway. Now you may notice I'm playing this in German. This is why I wanted to get all the dialogue possible out of the game here. I know that the dialogue has been written there, and I wanted to be able to access it in-game because I'm using this game to practice my German understanding, and that's kind of the point of my playing the game, is to get or in this case, because I'm trying to get as much practice as possible understanding German. It's a great game for that, by the way. There's lots of dialogue. If you don't understand everything perfectly, it's very forgiving as well, so it's not going to break you if you misunderstand one thing. Okay, there's Penny. I believe she is going to the library this time. Or no, let's see. I think, yeah, this is where she sits down over here. Sits down to read. Yeah, there she is. Alright, it's 10 o'clock. Gus should be wending his way through the saloon. Hopefully he will be coming out the door any time now. There he is. That's not where he's supposed to be going, though. Oh, this is the other bench. Okay, this is the other place where Penny hangs out. Okay, I was confused on that. But I think that's okay. This is next to the community center, so I think that actually works just as well. So there he is sitting down. So he's going for a nice little walk here, more than just a rest. Okay, so that was accidental, but serendipitous, I think. So at noon he should be going back to the bar. Okay, so he's had his nice little rest there. Yeah, I actually like this better than my original plan. And let's try talking to him here. Pam and Clint come almost every night to the saloon. I'm not quite sure what that means. I'll have to look it up, but that's why I'm practicing. There's still more to say there. Okay. Yeah, see, that's why I want to get that kind of thing in game, because I like to read that and find out what it means. If I see it again, then I'll know what it means next time, so that'll be practice. The bar is open now, so I can go in. And there's his dishwashing animation, and notice this is different dialogue than before. This is his in saloon dialogue. So that's going to be different than the other stuff. And this is what that was the only thing you could have gotten before. So I'm gonna leave it like that. It actually worked out better than I expected, I think. So I guess the only thing to do is keep testing it. Probably want to test it under different conditions, different days of the week, whether it breaks in the rain or something like that. That's always a danger. One thing I'm impressed with is I didn't really have to program in a lot of complicated directions. All I had to do was say, okay, a certain amount of time, a certain time of day, go to this location, and Gus did the rest. He managed to find his way there without going through any walls or anything like that. So all that's kind of built into the game engine, I guess. So that's very nice. And I think that's about all I have to say, so I'm going to wrap it up there. If for some reason this doesn't work, I will take this video down, and we will see what happens from if not, then I'll leave it up, and hopefully people will be able to make their own modifications to the game. This is a very simple one. Probably not the best way of doing things if you're going to be doing like a complete mod or something, but for this kind of like simple fix, I think well, it may not be the best one, but it's the one I'm going to use at least. Anyway, hope you enjoyed, and I might do a similar video on this again. If not, or if I do, then I'll see you then. Bye.